Okay, chat. I might get a better thumbnail at some point, but that'll work for now. Let me get this put in the Discord. Give me 2 seconds, chat. Trying to figure it out. Let's see. I gotta get into this. Give me a second. I'll read that message. I just can't right now. Stream ping. Let's see. Let's click it. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to turn volume off. Okay. Here's the thing. The collabs are actually just for, like, does anyone want to play Minecraft together? It's mostly because I don't want to set something up. I just want to start to get a group together. But there is a kind of tournament happening on the Discord currently. We're gonna do an art competition, and the winner, my Discord, like, profile, because I have, like, the image that you scroll through all the images and you click this one. I am currently, the art competition is going to be to make a better, newer one of that. Something better. Because currently it's art I made 2 years ago and I get embarrassed by it. Hello, Keebs. Okay, we should get in because we don't have much time for this. We are just doing this because I want to make sure to kick out the stream already. The torment. The torment of having to do the streaming, which is the thing I want to do. It's called ADHD. Forgot to like my own video. Cause like, about maybe doing a tournament for it, I'm more looking for friends than anything else. Because currently I have, like, no one I play Minecraft with. So. Ooh, nice, Keebs! So that's why I want to, like, do some collabs, is because I want to find some friends and try to network. Because I've gotten 700 subs over the last few weeks, practically. Like, it's scary, and yeah, I realized that I'm at a certain sub count where I have to start doing collabs. Oh, I literally left a reminder of for myself. Damn. I really did not trust my ADHD in the morning. Let's get the plants and sort the inventory to get out some good plants for this. Put my armor back on. I just had it off for... Oh, that can't be put right back on. Okay. So, some of this I need to put away in everything I might ever need. Okay, so I do have a flint and steel in here. I can just put this guy away. Wait, I already had a fishing rod? Well, now I have a better fishing rod. This bad boy goes in here. I need to put away, these signs should not be in here. This needs to be in here. The chest plate needs to be in here because I'm not currently using it. I need to... Wait, I can't put that in there? Oh my god, I'll just put that bundle away. Okay, brush also is something that goes in here. And the boat. I think actually boat goes over here, brush goes up here. That's good enough. Then I need to put the new bundle away, which... Bundle. Away. This copper piece needs to go away. Then I need to recraft this wheat into hay bales. It was used as a prop. Then this much could just become bread. Wrong place. Goes up here. Anything else that would go in this cast? No. Well, the cactus flowers go in here, but... Oh, I can put them anywhere. Okay, so the cactus flowers are staying. Let's see, so... I do think I'm gonna put the golden dandelions away, though, because I'm not using those. Let's see, anything else I could put away easily? Pufferfish go in there. This goes in there. Salmon go in here. Oh, that flint and steel has to go away. Now we can take some flowers. Which, first off, I want to take a ton of pink and yellow petals. Because those are so fun to add to places. Next off, I'm going to take a stack of orange tulips, a stack of red, a stack of white, a stack of pink, a ton of alliums. Okay, maybe more like that much alliums. Exactly. So alliums, maybe we could add some cornflowers in? I think cornflowers would fit. Like, they're not previously here, but... Daisies. Yeah, I actually recently went to get more flowers. Then I also want to add firefly bushes. And I want to add lily pads to the water. Actually, I'm gonna just take from this stack. Okay, let's get at this. Yeah, I recollected them. Don't think it's gonna let me sleep for this, so... We're just gonna have to do this in the rain. So one of the main areas we have to go for is this. Because this was something I had to cover up. So it's become a little wrong in a way. That looks practically like they do it. Okay. I need some of those. I know how flowers grow. Okay. Or at least I can figure it out enough to try to do this. Then afterwards we'll pick if it's a pink petal area or a yellow. I think this area is yellow mostly. So okay, that looks so much prettier. But then we get into a ring of I don't know what should be here. We could go more red, or we could do an orange tulip line. This is completely engineered by me to have orange tulips. Oh, there's orange tulips over here, so I can make it look like it's just this that made it work like that. Hello, everyone. Wait. Here is where we go into alliums. Add a couple more, and it's almost like it was never there. If you add some up here, get it all the way up. It is seriously like nothing ever happened. What do you mean this wasn't a flower area? Okay, I also need to go for this gigantic area. I need to sleep first. I think maybe daisies in that area, because I need more daisies in here. Okay, give me a second, I gotta sip my monster. If I can reach it. Chat, give me 2 seconds. Oh wait, I forgot to put it on full screen. Damn it. There we go. This area also needs flowers. You know what? Did you know you can click it like you do in creative mode and it'll pull up the item that you're looking at if it's in your inventory? I learned that and I have never been the same. Okay, we'll just get some of these to grow out too. Okay, that. Then let's spread the orange ones. Make it look more natural. And it would also come down here. Hello, Mr. B. Just adding flowers. Okay, all done for a second, so you go away. We got Punk Punch today, which is a vibe. Do you guys like the flower overhaul so far? Does it look good? Does that look good? It's gonna look a little better once we go in with the wildflowers. So let me go in with the wildflowers real quick and get that all spruced up because this area is gonna be wildflowers mostly. Some pink. Fortress, you're making it hard for me to put flowers down. Okay, does that look cute? Okay, it needs more up here. Hi, Bunny Rabbit. There we go. That looks like it's naturally been here. Or at least it's very flowery. Big yawn. Yeah, I need to work on this area. Which is a little worse. Let's work on this like this. Okay, I need to go grab more orange tulips. The white ones I can extend a little into white though. Like this, I think. I think that might be what we're doing there. Fortress, what are you doing? What are you stuck on? Get a little up in the air. Don't do that. Another stack of orange. Because I collect a lot of orange tulips because they're pretty. Yeah, but like vibing way too close to the ground for me because I'm trying to get around him. He's being a menace. He's decided to be a menace today. Make life harder on me. Can also extend these out. I don't know why this entire area just does not have flowers. Because this isn't where I did any work. This just did not have flowers, this little neck of the woods. So, I don't know why it doesn't have flowers, it just doesn't. Because, like, I've done work on some areas. Some of the missing flowers is... Oh my god, I did terraform, so I am at fault for missing flowers. But this area is not. This area is just not having flowers. And that sucks because I need flowers to make it look good. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a note about how to set up flowers in your own worlds. They work in rings. Minecraft's code makes them work in rings, circles. So, if you can pay attention to where the circles are, you can make it look naturally Minecraft. Pretty darn easily, even. Okay, these two are in this ring. There's so many more flowers. Hello, we're doing a plant overhaul. Look at it so far. If you've seen an Our Forever World video, you know that entire hill did not have plants. Gotta take another sip, chat. I think something that happens hello everyone. I think something that happens every once in a while on the Forever World is just a complete overhaul to my base, and I don't think you can look at my old videos without the flowers now and go, oh, that's normal. Instead, you'll be like, wait, that wasn't always there? Heck. But then the second you watch me put it, like, I genuinely think this is an upgrade that will not be able to be talked about outside of the update of, like, yes, I had a flower update before where I added more flowers, but it was not this many flowers. It was like small amounts. This is not small amounts. This is an overload of flowers. Trying to make it look good despite bringing it up to the water. Oh, that grass was not supposed to be broken, but oh, look at that. That's gorgeous. I like it. I think there's gonna be a lot of orange tulips in this area. Yeah, it looks like this ring should be orange, so. More excuse to add more orange! If anyone knows, my favorite color is orange. If anyone watched the Q&A video, they would know my favorite color is orange, actually, so. This is pretty peak. Okay, that's all I can add of orange flowers right now, unless I go get more. But that's looking pretty cute. Look at that! Look at that! That's beautiful. I love it. Wonderful. I did it. Okay, let's work on the white tulips and branching them out a bit. There needs to be another ring of orange over here, but I'm gonna have to go inside to get it, so I'm gonna add some more of these instead. Let's add some more purple over here. Oh, there's mushrooms growing under this tree. Oh. Damn, it's raining again. Gotta sleep because I don't want it raining. Another thing it's hard to believe was ever here, because, like, I did such a good job of it. I'll show you guys, because I pointed out sometimes. Let me grab more flowers first, because I'm out of orange tulips. Gonna have to go, like, destroy our flower forest sometime soon. But that's more white tulips. Some lily of the valley is needed. What if I swap out all of the lilacs for peony? Because I like how this one looks better. Peony. I like that. I apologize to anyone who likes lilacs in Minecraft. They just look a little dated. Admittedly, lilacs are one of the few things that has not changed in Minecraft. And they're kind of ugly. Like, they're pretty, but I prefer others. So, we're gonna swap them all for this. just find these very soft looking, which I like. Okay, now we're gonna get to has to do something to get more, which I do know how to get more, so. Where are the pumpkins? They're over on Pumpkin Island, which is over there. It's like right near my base, but like a little way. I will need to do an overload on Pumpkin Island at some point too, by the way, chat. Like, I do need to add stems to things. And finish up adding more pumpkins, because I'm starting to run out of pumpkins. Okay, thought process. What was I here for? Bone meal. Responded to chat. What was I here for? Bone meal? Because I'm going to teach you all something very incredible that you can do. That I'm pretty sure works. I remember this. Bingo. You could use bone meal to get as many of the big flowers as you want. Just gonna use an entire stack. All the peonies I could ever want or need. The thing is, like, the lilacs are pretty, they just don't fit the other flowers. Like, if the lilacs were all we had, or the other flowers looked like the lilacs would fit. But they're just not. There's just not that situation going on, and they look very out of place. They're good to make dyes, though, at least. So they're like my least favorite Minecraft flower completely because they need to be updated, to be honest. I don't say many of Minecraft's textures need an update because I like the old textures a lot. But lilacs do. Lilacs, bless their hearts, but they need an update. They need an update at some point, or they're gonna continue being the ugliest flower. Because, like, real life lilacs I know look really pretty. Let me, like, pull up an image. Let's see how many views have I gotten now. Oh, I got a comment on the searching for collabs. Oh, that would be fun. Okay, so let's see. Lilacs. The thing is, lilacs are really pretty, chat. Let me show you guys. This is what a lilac looks like. And then the Minecraft version is this. Look at the colors they could have made it. It's too light of a color. It should be this more purplish. Or even like this. They could, if they upgrade lilacs, they could have variation. Which I would say they should have variation like this image. Like, there's a reason I like peonies more, and it's the lilacs just do not live up to lilacs. I'd also say the roses are a little bit falling behind. Like, they look fine. I just think the light greens in the stem need to be fixed, kind of thing. Like, the roses look okay. They just need some work, and then they would be pretty perfect. And I don't think Minecraft is doing that work to make them look perfect. Looking for any more lilacs that I have to replace. Because we'll finally have all the lilacs off the island because they're ugly. Their texture just doesn't live up to the hype. They need an update. I find lilacs really pretty. These ones are not very pretty. Like, yeah, they could just, like, do something with a bunch of different variations and make it really pretty, but nope, we don't get that in this beautiful world. We get lilacs that don't look like actual lilacs, or look like actual lilacs made 10 years ago. 15 years ago, actually. Oh my god. Chat, 10 years ago was 2016. I remember 2016. It's weird as the 10 years ago have become stuff I was conscious for. Because I remember when it was like, oh, 10 years ago, and I was like, oh, I was not aware of myself then. Up over here is a patch that I did not get. Up, that was a Benoni. More lilacs. I think some of the flower textures need to be updated, to be honest. Completely, because some of them just, like, they could do better now. Chat, next spring they should do a flower update. They should do like a nature update next spring. Like the next spring drop should be all flowers and stuff. Cause that would be so cool. Like imagine if they did like an overhaul for the plant life where there's like a new flower, the lilacs finally get their update. There's like a new one of these flowers that like goes on the ground. They also update the dandelion because the dandelion's great, but I don't think the Minecraft dandelion is sticking with the times as well as it could be. Like I like it. It just doesn't fit in because everything else around it has been updated. Okay, I want to put some of these bushes out. What if I just, like... What if I just did, like, that? Oh my god, that's really cute, actually. And now, I'll have fireflies. Oh, I like that. That's really cute. Hmm. Here's something. I don't need the eggs. Look at that, chat! That's cute. Oh, the new Snapchat. I'm very excited about it. Also, chat, do you like the firefly bushes? Now, let's hope they don't affect too much inside, and it's okay. It's okay. It feels like a mess, but it's okay. Perfect little mess. But, like, if they did a plant drop, they could drop that. They could drop, like, I would say they could drop something, like, fully actually doing something I really like that I had to get a mod for. Um, so I have a mod that makes the pumpkin stems orange to have a difference between the pumpkin stems and the watermelon stems. They could update that in a plant drop. They could oh, that startled me. They could update the fact that on the bottoms of some things, like, let me show you guys. Let me get this out real quick, and anything that I can stuff away in here real quick, cause I gotta get a spot open. Don't know if pumpkins also have this issue, but I know watermelons do. I've not checked pumpkins. Oh, yep, they have the issue. The bottom doesn't have a texture, it's just the same as the top. They could update that. I also really want, like, a festive drop kind of thing. Like, not exactly festive, but, like, I'm meaning, like, let jack-o'-lanterns be better, of let you, like, shape them and stuff like that. Yes. Like, I want jack-o'-lanterns like that. I want maybe something winter themed. Like, I want a festive drop. Uh, Not exactly Christmas themed, but like, let's say the festive drop includes making jack-o'-lanterns able to be shaped, making bricks have a better texture, like updating the brick texture, yeah, or giving a new kind of brick where we can have like two colors of bricks. Since bricks are currently pretty ugly, I would never use them on anything. So that would be kind of like chimneys and stuff like that for the festive drop. They could add maybe some use to bats in a festive drop. They could add um they could try to add something like maybe reindeer. Like, they could add reindeer to the winter area, to the, like, icy areas, because currently we really just have polar bears and arctic foxes. So them dropping, like, reindeer or something would count as festive to put in a festive drop, but it would also just be a new animal that does need conservation. So reindeer. And we would also get our first deer in Minecraft. So that could be updated in a festive drop. The pumpkins being able to be shaped. They could, like, fully go for, like, all holidays and do where eggs can finally be made into, like, scrambled eggs. You know how in, like, Farmer's Delight you could cook an egg and get a cooked egg where you can eat it? without having to make the egg into like a cake or something. They could do that. They could, to pull in from Easter. They could pull in from a lot of holidays and just update features that are related to those holidays. Since I feel like a lot of people would be really happy with a jack-o'-lantern update, especially if you could make snow golems that have the jack-o'-lantern on their head. So, procedurally, they would be able to update a lot of features that have been left behind under the same title of a festive update. They could even add, like, party banners. You know how party banners exist? They could add that kind of thing. Yes, but, I'd still feel like they could just package it as a festive update. I'm not even meaning for them to make it a festive update. I'm more saying they could package a bunch of different things as a festive update. They could excuse a lot of things that they want to update and call it a festive update, despite how it's not really a festive update. It's just, we're calling it that because we need to fix the brick texture. And we need to give bats a drop, and we need to do these things. And pumpkins just need an overhaul because jack-o'-lanterns are cool. They could even just make it not even like Christmas themed, and the new mob could be like a new snow golem variant. There could be like some sort of snow bunny or something, like, because most people don't make snowmen, a lot of people make snow animals. So they could do something like that, or just anything, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people would be happy with an update packaged as a festive update, but it's really just overhauling a lot of old things like pumpkins. Since pumpkins have been unchanged for way too long, and I wish they were cooler. Like, imagine if you could, the patterns that Minecraft has, like, let me show you guys. Yes, it could also be called a seasonal update. But I feel like a seasonal update should add seasons to Minecraft. Where is it? I know. Okay. You could even, like, add these things, these banner patterns. You could make it where you can make a pumpkin in that pattern by, like, holding it in your offhand and holding the cheers with your main hand. Imagine if that could be done as jack-o'-lanterns. Like, there's a randomized amount that will be whenever you, like, make a jack-o'-lantern. Like, let's say 5 variants that are, like, the main one, a cute one, a sad one, a scary one, etc. Like the main variants that are randomized. But if you want to do something in particular, you could take one of these and hold it in your offhand and carve the pumpkin into it. Hear me out, chat. The pumpkin update. And maybe even you could hold a flower to make like a little flower design on the pumpkin. Give it a lot of different designs to make pumpkins really cool and useful. And in general, like, that's just one of the drops I could think of, because it would also be semi-small. You just have to figure out pumpkins. And maybe if the pumpkin doesn't have eyes to it, the snow golem can't see. Because that would be also a really interesting addition to it, kind of thing. is if the pumpkin design you picked doesn't have eyes, the snow golem can't see. And also, if you put the pumpkin on your head, like how, uh, the, like how you can do it for avoiding Enderman, it could do varied amounts of seeing through it, but one of them could just be blindness because there's not much to see through. Guys, I have the smartest ideas. Mojang, hire me. Hire me. Actually, I would not want to work at Mojang. I wouldn't want to work anywhere. I want to be a streamer who comes up with stupid ideas on stream and you guys just listen to me. Another overhaul I think they need to do is, pets. Like, pets in general. Like, they've done the baby models, they've done everything, but I want one feature that is in a mod that I really like. It's called Domestication Innovation, and the feature that I really like is you can set your pet from sit, follow, or wander, where they'll wander around the area you're in. I feel like that should just be in vanilla Minecraft for if you have, like, a build with wolves or something. Like, let's say you're making a zoo and you want to have the wolves be tamed where you can move them easily, but you also want them in the exhibit. Set them to wander. Hello! We've been doing a plant overhaul. Need to put more flowers up here real quick. Interesting thing, chat. I don't want an end update. I'm gonna say that real quick. Everyone else wants an end update. I don't care, actually. I actually prefer the smaller drops. Like, other people are like, oh, why did they update the baby animals? And I'm like, that is the best update we have gotten in years. It makes me cry on daily when I see one of those baby animals. I'm like, oh my... Honk, 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 honk. Hello, geese. But, like, other people are like, oh, why did they make an entire update that was just the baby mobs? And I'm like, that's the best update we're ever gonna get, actually. Shut up. That's the best. I love when Mojang adds stupid little things that make me really happy and really joyous. Yeah, and also the end, like, a lot of people want an end update, but they don't realize the end is supposed to be barren. Like, the only thing I would want added to the end if we were to get an end update is simply a passive mob. Because, currently every other dimension has some sort of passive mob. The end, the closest you're getting is the Enderman. I would like some sort of passive mob in the end, please and thank you. Because, for example, in the Never has Striders. The Overworld has a lot of things. If the Never can have Striders, the End can have one passive mob. I don't care what it is. I just want, like, one passive mob and maybe like some sort of plants. Like if I was to make an end update, I would want like a little oasis area somewhere with like some sort of new plant or something. But like other than that, I wouldn't want anything. I would just want like a passive mob and an oasis. And if I'm lucky, maybe like some sort of ore that doesn't really do anything, but you can make into stuff like lanterns. Like, that's all I would want, and that's why I don't need an end update. Because all I would want is like 3 different things that aren't needed, but like if I was to say what would improve the end, I would say these things. But they're not needed, they just exist. Like, everyone being like, we need an end update, me. We don't really need an end update. I also think a lot of people, when they say we need an end update, assume that the end update is going to work exactly how they want it to. A lot of people assume we'll have vanilla dragons, when I do not think we will have pet dragons in Minecraft. I'm going to say it, you keep your hopes up, but I wouldn't keep my hopes too high up. That's more of a Notch thing than a Mojang thing. Of, yeah, I don't think they're going to add, like, pet dragons or something. No matter how much I would love that, I would absolutely adore a vanilla dragon thing. Valid. Like, the thing is, I think a lot of people crave something in Minecraft that they don't realize, even if Mojang did try to execute it, it wouldn't be how they want it. Like, at all. It would be something completely different from what they want from it. And, yeah, it would suck, but some of these people are wishing for, like, the most unrealistic thing of they'll be like, oh, I hope Mojang adds this, 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 and I'm like, okay, so if Mojang added dragons, I don't think you could fly on them. I think they would just be a pet. Like, genuinely, I do think it would be just a pet that stays near your base. Um, so, yeah, I would love dragons, but I understand how Mojang would execute it, and it would not be exactly what you guys want. It would be something different, something also beautiful, but they're more likely to act like wolves than they are to act as a flying mob. We're probably not getting them as a mount. Because I don't think Mojang's going to add sky mounts for the simple reason of it would make it even easier than Elytra. Elytras already let us fly and are a lot overpowered. If Mojang was to add some sort of mob to be like, oh, you can fly now on this, that thing would get tired out. It would have to, or they would they would overtake the Elytra, which Mojang already doesn't like the Elytra, or they would be as slow as the Happy Ghast. The Happy Ghast is your flying mount, and it is slow as hell. So, yeah, it's like, uh, if it was to be executed, I don't think it's gonna be the exact way that people want it. Like, at all. Personally, if I was to write dragons into Minecraft, in quotes, like a pet dragon, I would, inspire it off of the crocodiles and Alex's mobs. I wouldn't even have the dragon follow you. I would just have it, like, patrol the area it hatched in. Like, give it a, like, 4-chunk radius, and it fights mobs that go in that 4 chunks. Oh, revisiting the Phantom would be nice. But that would be how I would write the dragons, is they're kind of your pet, but kind of just exist around you. And they will fight mobs for you near your base, but once you hatch them near your base, there's no moving them. Tuh. So, yeah. That would be how I would write it, and that's because it's how it would really realistically be. Tuh. If they can't make them too overpowered. One of the other things I would like in an end update, I'm gonna say, different elytra patterns. That's one of the few things I would actually want in an end update too. Let me have an elytra that looks different than the basic one. Like, have one inspired on bird wings, another on phantom wings, etc. Like, add customization to the elytra. I don't know how you would craft these custom elytras, but add, like, a customization to it. And there's just, like, options of, like, bee wings, phantom wings, parrot wings, bird wings, the original elytra, etc. That's one of the things I would like from an end update, but I don't know if they would do that. Let's just sit here because I'm, like, on a yap, so might as well talk with chat for a second. But, like, everyone who's like, yo, I want this, and then they don't think of exactly how Mojang was good, would do it. Yeah, like, I think the things that we would actually get in an end update are not what everyone wants in an end update, and I'm fine with that personally. Like, a lot of people would complain, but I'm fine with that. Another thing that I would add if I was to make an end update, some sort of Enderman variants. Like, not many Enderman variants, but, I would, yes. I would add variants, like, for example, there's some variants in Minecraft Dungeons that they could add to actual Minecraft. They could add those. I would also say, because Endermen are intelligent species, clearly, they could add, like, I'd say they could add a way for Endermen to, like, have villages or something in the end. Like, a new structure that is just where the Endermen live. Because they're clearly intelligent. But that might take away from the end's vibe as well. I just would say that that would be a pretty reasonable thing to add from the lore we have about Endermen of they do act intelligent. They are an intelligent mob. I would even say maybe like a trading system. They're like villagers. But it only works within that area, and once they wander off, they're just a normal Enderman or something. That's something I could see, but those areas would be really, really rare. I just could see it. I could see Minecraft adding an art trading mob because they can't add wandering traders to the end. And The other areas have trading mobs. In the overworld, we have the villagers. In the Never, we have piglins. In the end, we have nothing. Despite how we clearly have society in the end, if you look at the end cities. So I could see them adding like that, of some sort of trading mob, either an Enderman or something else. But I cannot see them adding a bunch of detail to the end. One of the things is the end is supposed to be barren. It's supposed to be barren. It's supposed to be like a desert. So, yeah, it's not gonna end up really pretty with a bunch of life everywhere. It's gonna end up with maybe a few more challenges, maybe like one or two new structures, etc. Besides from that, there's not gonna be anything. I have my hopes for another end plant, but I don't have a guarantee there's gonna be another end plant. I would also say that ores and stuff are an option, like having a new ore is on the table. I do not think it would be how they want a new ore, though. It would not be something stronger than Neverite. I do not think we are getting stronger than Neverite this soon. But I could see some sort of iron variant. Mostly because, in the Never, you can totally get back to the overworld from the Never if you spawn in the Never. People have done it many times. You got stone, you got like the Never stone, you can do that. You can raid places for iron, etc. But in the end, iron doesn't spawn much. So I would say that giving some sort of like alternative to iron makes sense because the Never has an alternative to stone, and the end is one step up. So having an alternative to iron would make sense, and we could get some new tools and stuff like that that are just like on the same level as iron or copper. New lanterns. I would love new lanterns. Like, for example, they could make it where the lantern is purple. Cause like we currently have this, we have the copper lantern, we have soul lanterns. We don't have a purple variant. I would say that that would be really cool if they added like a purple variant for the end with the new iron. But aside from that, I can't see what else they would add to the end. I would hope for stuff like that, but yeah. Yes. I also do think they need an enchanting update. But I also think the enchanting update needs to be very particular because enchanting is already a little overpowered. They would probably, like, I don't know how you improve on it because it already is pretty overpowered. And already almost impossible to learn. Oh, also another thing I could see in an end update is a new music disc. Almost every new area currently gets a new music disc, so I could see them adding a new music disc. But people who think it's going to be a complete overhaul are just going to be wrong. Also, interesting thing, the end has been updated more recently than a lot of other things. Because sure, it was like 10 years ago. But they updated the End Dragon fight. They updated, they added like chorus fruit and stuff, etc. semi-recently. Some things have not been touched on since the beginning of them. The end has been touched on. Like, it was in the 2010s, but they still updated the end already. Sure, it wasn't modernly updated, but I'd say it's just not on the level of what's gonna get updated next. For example, some places that have not been updated the entire time they've existed, desert temples, uh, the, uh, also jungle temples. Both desert and jungle temples need an update before the end gets an update. Because, like, deserts have been updated, but not the desert temples. I think they need to do, like, a temple update where they update those and the ocean temples. Like, they need to do a structure update before they do an end update. And, yeah, they also need a plant update. They need to finally update some of the last textures that have not been updated, because there are some textures that have not been updated, and it's like, at this point, you gotta update them completely, because now they're looking a little out of place. They, I don't know if they did that. Let me look that up. But the jungle temple has been not touched since it was added. I'm just gonna look up Minecraft Desert Temple. Desert Pyramid. We just all call it Temple. History. So it was added. Let's see. Oh, they did add it. But still, I feel like that's less touched on than what they did with the end. In the end, the update that they did was a complete overhaul of the dragon fight. The dragon fight used to be harder, actually. They did that, years ago, but still. They also updated to add, like, to work on the end cities and stuff. I also feel like the end cities feel pretty modern, weirdly enough. The end doesn't feel out of place. But the jungle temples, they feel a little out of place. Because, like, at this point, jungle temples have been here since the beginning with zero update. Yes. Yes, like, the old temples just feel out of date more than the end feels out of date. So I feel like they need to update that first. I would also say that another village overhaul would be nice. Like, I get that we're probably not getting another village overhaul for a while, but, for example, they need to add swamp villages. Because there's villagers for swamps and jungles. So I feel like they could add those and add a couple new buildings that can spawn in villages. And just do, like, an overhaul of villages, which wouldn't be too hard, that's the thing. Because we also gotta keep in mind that currently with the drop schedule, they're trying to change little things, not big things. So, I'm looking at what a drop could be, which adding 2 new villages would be a kind of simple drop if they add no new mobs and stuff like that. No new blocks, no new mobs, just, we got 2 more villages, enjoy. Yes. I also think, the interesting thing they could do with the swamp villages, like what I would do with those, but, like, I know this is more complex than what Minecraft is gonna go for. I would make the swamp villages occasionally house witches. Of, I would add a little risk to swamp villages of the villagers have befriended the witches. They are allowed to walk alongside the villagers. You won't have fun with the witches. But I would add that where if a witch is in a village but it's a swamp village, the iron golem will not attack the witch. And the witch will be friendly to the villagers and support them. Because the witches are villagers who were chased out of a village to the swamps. If there's a swamp village, why would the swamp village not take them in? Why would they just live with another villager right over there 100 blocks away? Why wouldn't they go, yeah, you're allowed here. You're not the nicest, but you're allowed here because it's easier than just ignoring that one of their own kind is, yes, than just ignoring that one of their own kind is right over there and suffering on her own. Villagers probably in that situation would take her in. Even if they're more wary of her, I can totally see them taking her in. It would also add a benefit to raids in a way. I would say if you get a swamp village raided, the witches that spawn for the raid would support the villagers and not the pillagers. So I would say that that would be a pretty easy thing they could do. Just a little edit of code and simply we would A, have the best village to like pull off raids on of the swamp village because the witches will attack you but they won't attack the villagers and they'll heal the villagers. And they might even attack the pillagers. So they'll become a weird mob that's a little more interesting than what they are currently. Because currently, they're not very interesting. They just throw potions. But I feel like that could have some really interesting lore implications, too. Bum bum bum. I just feel like there should be something like that. It would also be interesting to implement a mob that is helpful but also tries to attack you. Like, flat out helpful. Because, like, some mobs are semi-helpful, but they try to attack you, but it would be a very interesting mob to implement. Because currently we got, like, water hostiles that are pretty much kind of helpful. Okay, I hate to argue this, but the warden. Because the warden, you could technically set up a farm if you're really, really careful. You could set up a farm that you could, like, have a warden-made chicken farm or something like that where the warden attacks it. This would not be smart, but it would be possible. This would be the stupidest thing you could ever do. But it would be possible, so. Currently, we have, like, that's the only time I could think of a hostile mob being helpful, alive, and not dead. So, other than, like, a skeleton, if you are trying to get, music discs, getting a skeleton into a boat, and then luring a creeper into another boat. That's another option, but that's not exactly how you're supposed to use a skeleton, and that's not how you're supposed to use a warden. Piglins, maybe, but piglins are neutral mobs. I'm meaning hostiles. Piglins are neutral mobs. They are considered neutral. If you put on gold, they don't attack you, and they also are allowed in peaceful mode. Oh yeah, wardens scare me too, but like, I guess you can use a warden for a chicken farm. But, yeah, I feel like they could implement something really interesting with the witches of a helpful mob that is hostile. I have good ideas. Mostly because I just want to watch Minecraft implement things that are, like, actually interesting. Because currently, I feel like there's not much of player and mob interactions that are really, really interesting. Yeah, don't worry. I know all the neutral mobs by heart. Did you know that Enderman is a neutral mob? Endermen aren't technically hostiles. Like, technically, if you go into peaceful mode, it counts Endermen as hostiles. Unfortunately, I would love to have Endermen. But, they're not actually hostile mobs, they're neutral. Because you have to provoke them to make them attack you. Some other really interesting neutral mobs, bees. Because bees will attack you if you hit them, but it's really funny to put bees alongside polar bears and endermen. Also, wolves. Wolves count as a neutral mob. I know the neutral mobs by heart, chat. I love me a neutral mob. They're so cool. I just feel like Minecraft has a few things it could overhaul that would keep the vanilla feeling. Because a lot of people act for overhauls that would make it not feel vanilla anymore. So, I get really tired of that because I personally, when I want an update, I want very particular things that will still feel vanilla. Also, I need to get a photo. Okay. This is good. This is gonna be the new thumbnail. I also want to get a look at my house, because it's so cute. I think one of the other things that makes me so, like, knowing about Minecraft and how it feels vanilla and stuff, I don't like mods. I actually prefer vanilla a lot over mods. I really like the simplicities of Minecraft at times. There's only a few mods that I like, and they're usually just like, oh, the comfort mod lets you have hammocks so you can, sleep at daytime and sleep till nighttime. If you ever need to do something at night, you don't have to wait around for a bunch of time. And also you have sleeping bags that help you, by making it where you can put a bed anywhere, but you won't set your spawn point there, it'll still be at your house. Perfect! That's one of the mods I like, because it's very simple, it has a good usage, etc. Domestication innovation, it practically just makes pets a little more useful. They are able to have the wander thing, which I really like, but also another thing that I really like about the pets in, domestication innovation, you can actually tame foxes. And foxes will behave semi-like dogs, which I prefer over what we got from foxes so far, because I find foxes cute, but it's not the best. I could never see myself managing to get one home, because, yeah, there's not much motive, despite how they're really cute, to actually have one as a pet. Of, it's it's just a lot harder to have one as a pet than you would think, and Minecraft lets you domesticate them, but you end up like never interacting with a fox, despite how literally, let me take my elytra off. That's a foxtail. I have a foxtail on my skin, and I never end up interacting with foxes in Minecraft completely because they're so hard to engage with. They run away from you. You can tame them, but you can't really tame them. And in general, they become just annoying. They steal your stuff. You have to trade food to them. They won't stay in an area. They won't sit. They complain about light levels, despite how it's like dangerous to have your house dark enough for them to sleep, but then you feel bad about it. Like, I get it. It's because foxes in real life are bad pets. But Minecraft, throw me a bone. Throw me a bone. Throw me one bone of just let me have a pet fox for once. Make it where at least it follows me around. Cause like, I get the light level thing, that makes me feel bad. I get, the fact that they're hard to obtain, etc. But I don't want them being impossible to have as a pet. As someone who really likes foxes, them being impossible to have as a pet is just annoying. It's not useful at all to have them as a pet. It's actually, like, more useful to set them up in a chicken farm. And people do that, which is not nice for the fox. Like, come on, guys. Let me have foxes. And then another thing that, like, domestic innovation lets you have is you are allowed to have actual pet axolotls. You can have your axolotl pet follow you around. I don't think Minecraft has an understanding that the second a mob is tameable but won't follow you around, it no longer becomes a good mob to be tameable. Like, I don't care that axolotls like follow you around if you're in lush caves, or you bring them around to fight mobs, and you lead them in a certain direction. They'll attack the drowns in the pool. I don't care. I find them cute. I want to be able to sit them at my house. I want them to not try to wander out of their pond every 5 minutes to suffocate. Because Minecraft also has a problem with its axolotls of... Axolotls are fully aquatic. Axolotls are 100% aquatic. They should not try to get out of the water. They could be on land, but you shouldn't have them on land, Minecraft. They shouldn't be trying to get out of the water. Make them stuck like squids. Of squids, unless you have, like, squids and fish, unless you have your pond where there's a block where you can just fall out of the water, they don't get out. Axolotls, however, get out in every fucking moment, and it's like, Mojang, you didn't make axolotls accurate. Let me make them sit. For their own safety. And foxes are also not accurate, so let me just tame them. Like, foxes are a little accurate to being really bad as pets, but... Come on, Mojang, let me have my pet fox. Thank you, chat, for coming to my TED Talk about animals in Minecraft and how I wish it was better. But yeah, I like domestic innovation because of that. It lets me tame both of those. And suddenly, they're less annoying to handle. Because I can sit my axolotl in a pond or set it to wander if I want. It also has a collar tag, which you can enchant, and it'll become an amphibian, which means the axolotl can go on land or water. You can also tame your use this on other mobs that are like land mobs to make them not drown. That's really useful. Domestic Innovation's one of the only mods I like using, and it's completely because it makes life easier. Another thing I wish I could set my allays to wander. I don't want them following me at all times. They're very cute, but I have to lead them to something, and then they're always arguing with me. But yeah, my opinion on Minecraft mods is, if it's like Vanilla Plus, where it's like, oh, this is a few solutions to some of the things that actively annoy you half the time, that's better than just plain out, yeah, I guess that's happening in this mod of, I don't like things that are too extra, I just like things that make my life easier. So I also follow the same rule with Minecraft itself. Of sometimes Minecraft will add something that just feels right out of a mod, and I'm like, what? Why are we adding that? That's unnecessary. For example, some of the recent unnecessary things Minecraft has added that have annoyed me in some way, mountain goats. Mountain goats, I see why they exist, and I do like them, and they're very cute. But the texture just makes no sense to all the other mobs around it. Mountain goats don't look like they're from Minecraft. They look like they're a mod, and I don't like that personally. I think they're cute, but they also have no use, and you can't even really keep one as a pet. They're also semi-hard to find, which is annoying. So mountain goats are not my favorite. I like them. They're cute. If they had, like, a use, I would think they're cuter. But currently they have, like, no use to them other than trying to make them ram into you and then, like, getting the horns. Yeah. Yeah, spears also don't have much use. Spears, like, I can see it, but also, like, I think the original thing with spears, why spears feel like they have no use, is the mace didn't feel very vanilla. The mace didn't feel very vanilla. It felt not vanilla, and then procedurally they added spears, which spears are like the mace, but you can, like, run at something instead. Which, I think the thing is the mace. I don't think spears are the problem. I think spears are just, Minecraft added the mace, which was unnecessary because I don't think we needed the mace in Minecraft. The mace is cool, but as someone who doesn't like PvP, the mace, I would never find a use for it. I would genuinely never find a use for the mace. Because I'm never gonna be good enough at PvP to use it. And simply put, it feels like some sort of fantasy weapon added in. When we didn't need some sort of fantasy weapon. We didn't. Yeah, like, the mace, I get it, it's like some sort of hammer thing, but, oh, I just wasted a few fireworks, fuck. Oh, I'm a stupid idiot sometimes. But, like, I just don't see much use in the mace of, it doesn't feel very vanilla. I do think the trial chambers feel vanilla, though. Weirdly enough, I really like the trial chambers. Like, they are a little on the side of could be passed as a mod, but they don't feel as creative as any mods would add, kind of thing. That's why the trial chambers feel kind of vanilla, of it's like purely only Minecraft would think of this kind of thing. So, I do like the trial chambers. I do not like the mace. Um, I also feel like the trial chambers are, like, pretty fun, to be honest. I've gone through them. The only thing that I don't think fits in the trial chambers is the ominous trials. Completely, because it just feels a little extra kind of thing. Of new challenge mode, ominous trial, you can only get certain loot if you manage it. I feel like a lot of things in Minecraft also feel very geared just towards the people who are really good at PvP, when this is a game for kids. I get adding an extra challenge, but also I believe in making everything accessible for everyone. Because as someone who plays peaceful mode, it pisses me off when something is not accessible to peaceful mode. For example, items I cannot get. Blaze rods. Ender pearls are really hard to get. I cannot find an enderman for it. I have to trade piglins for it, but piglins don't naturally spawn. They only spawn in bastions, so I get in a fun game of having to find a piglin. So piglins are fun. Uh, I cannot obtain a totem of undying. I cannot obtain a trident. I can't get a mace. I can't get any of the trial chamber loot. Like, none of it. But like, if there's a chest, I can get loot out of that. But there's like armor trims that are locked behind swapping things. I can't get. Let me think. What else do I have to turn on things? I can't get spider eyes, which I don't have much use for that, but like still. Gunpowder is almost impossible to find. The only place I can ever find it is desert temples. That should not be a thing. Because, like, it's a really rare chest loot other than there. Etc. There's a lot of things that I can just not get my hands on. Oh, resin. Can't get my hands on resin. I can't get my hands on any of these things without changing my game mode to allow mobs, which I just think is unfair because a lot of children play peaceful mode. Like, I play peaceful mode because I find it more calming, and I really like the calming experience of Minecraft. I also can't get phantom membranes, but I don't have much use for those. I also can't get to the end because I can't get blaze rods. So anything in the end is just completely locked off. I went to the end in this world, but I had to go get blaze rods first, and that was very scary. I also cannot get a beacon. I cannot get any of the mob heads. I have a lot of music discs that have been locked behind a swap mode thing because not all the music discs can be found in the world, etc. I get pissed off every time they add something new that is locked behind swapping my game mode. Because, yeah, the trial chambers, it's fun, but there should be an alternative for peaceful mode. I don't care that's supposed to be a challenge. They shouldn't completely lock items behind it. Like, I don't care. Also, the, creaking. I feel like that was unfair, because they completely also locked resin behind having to deal with a scary mob. And resin's a really pretty orange block. That's a full-out block that is locked behind scary mob. I have to turn peaceful off and deal with a creaking if I want any resin. And that's unfair. Yes, I also agree with the heads thing. But I get pissed off when they add something new that's for advanced players, but they have no way for anyone else to get it. Like, the mace, you can get that. But I don't want to go through a bunch of those trial chambers, and I actually have been trying to get one of the armor trims from those trial chambers, and I can't, but it's one of the things that I want for my, armor set of I have a planned out armor set currently, and I'm trying to get it because I want custom armor. However, it's really hard to get. Um, Other things that are locked behind it, gas tiers. Yeah, you gotta fight a weeping angel for resin, and it's like, why is this? This is a game for all ages. Children cannot fight the weeping angel for the resin. Make the weeping angel still work in peaceful mode but not be able to attack you. I'd say that would be how I would do it, kind of thing. They have added certain mobs in peaceful mode. For example, shulkers still spawn, but the shulkers don't attack you, they just exist. Which I think is a really good way to handle things. If it's a really necessary mob, I think the shulkers are a glitch in the code. But if it's a really necessary mob, make it work. Make it like tied to a structure or something. I do not care. But make it where you can still get it. You don't have to not have the thing, kind of thing. Like, yeah, I want the thing still. I don't want to fight the thing for the thing, I just want the drop. So either they need to add, like, a villager that trades for these things, like a fighter class villager who has, or a venturer even, where they'll trade you for these things for like emeralds or something, and then it becomes accessible where like first trade is like resin and stuff like that, and then the final trade is totems of undying, because that would make it accessible. Sure, it would make it easier to exploit that, but still I feel like they should do it, kind of thing. Let's say actually the villager only trades these things if your game is set to peaceful mode. Let's say this guy only spawns if your game is in peaceful mode. And sure, you have to upgrade him every time you swap from peaceful mode to something else, but if you don't have the chunk loaded, you can, like, completely just use this guy for this. Because then, yeah, if you have access to these things, you don't have to have this. But in peaceful mode, you don't have access to these things. So a villager who trades you these things would be deeply useful. And I feel like that would be the easiest way to implement it, of a villager who trades you these things. Or, in the trial chambers, they could just make the mobs passive. Ultimately, they could just make the mobs in the trial chambers passive so you can fight them in peaceful mode, because that's a structure with mobs that spawn. So they could do that for the trial chambers. And then, like, maybe drowns spawn in those underwater structures, but, like, they don't spawn but hostile. Instead, they're completely passive because they are a neutral mob, so they already have it in their code to be able to be passive. So they just remove the can become hostile from drowns in peaceful mode, and you can get tridents, you can get nautilus shells easily, etc. Because another thing that was locked behind modes that weren't peaceful mode for the longest time was conduits, because you could get the Heart of the Sea, but you could not get nautilus shells because there was no way to obtain them. Now you have to kill a nautilus, which I would also feel really bad doing, but that's the only way to obtain them in peaceful now. At least there's a way to obtain them. Sure, I'm not going to go out of my way to obtain them now, but, like, used to, the only way was drowns, and that became impossible for anyone in peaceful mode, because drowns don't spawn. I'd also say Endermen should just spawn in peaceful mode. To be honest, Endermen should just be considered passive in peaceful mode. You should be able to make complete eye contact with an Enderman in peaceful mode. I think it would be really funny. I would say they would still freeze up, but they don't go hostile at you. They kind of just stare at you in peaceful mode, like, what are you doing? So, like, these are ways that they could make things accessible to peaceful mode. Minecraft, you really need to make things accessible to peaceful mode. It's really annoying when things are just completely inaccessible. Like, genuinely, sure, some of this is like, I can't get a beacon, but I also don't really want to fight the Wither. But then some of this is, I can't get a trident. I just cannot get a trident. Currently I'm kind of searching for a trident. But, I can't get a trident. I cannot obtain a building block. I cannot obtain some armor trims that are locked behind the trial chambers. I cannot go to the end at all. I cannot obtain ender pearls in a reasonable manner that doesn't take piglin bartering. Like, that doesn't take finding a bastion and then piglin bartering. Like, Minecraft needs to have options for the people who are A, bad at PvP, or B, are children and are scared of the creaking. Like, Minecraft, I get that Minecraft keeps wanting to add horror mobs and stuff because the fans want horror mobs. But I don't want horror mobs. Minecraft needs to have an understanding that there are still casual players in this game. I'm not really a casual player, I'm like an advanced player. I just don't like fighting. Minecraft is a sandbox game. If someone likes building, they should be able to have all the building blocks without fighting a weeping angel. Chat, I have firm opinions on this. And, like, just making the things obtainable is easy. Like, I just dropped Villager, who is like an adventurer, and in any other mode he doesn't work, but like in peaceful mode he has the trades. Like, just do that. And then suddenly it's obtainable to kids and casual players to get resin. Like, it's gonna take a lot longer than actually going and doing the resin thing yourself, but it still is obtainable. Heck, you could even have the guy trade you for other stuff. Of, like, some of these trades could be like how some villagers work, where it's like, oh, this for this, instead of emeralds. For example, you could trade for, the Totem of Undying. You could need to trade, let's say, emeralds and gold so that the guy can make it. Or, for the resin, I would say that's just an emerald trade. But for the trident, you could need to trade prismarine shards, etc. Like, you could need to bring the materials that clearly make up the thing for the guy to make it. That would be a cool way to do it. For the mace, you could need to trade a piece of netherite or something. Like, this is how you would do it. Minecraft, please. Also, chat, I need a bathroom break. I will be right back. Okay, Chad, I'm back, and I thought of another option. I don't think we should have a trade for the mace. What? Okay, I'm almost done with stream. Okay, chat, we're almost gonna have to go, but, thought of another option of they could just trade for the keys, and the trade could unlock if you have found a trial chamber. You know how there's an achievement for it? The guy could trade based on the achievements you have. There's a way to obtain these things to make them obtainable in a way where you still have to explore, but you still get the things in peaceful. Minecraft, you are totally allowed to take this idea without like crediting me or anything. Just make it happen, please. It'll make my life easier. Um, Another one would be you could get blaze rods if you found a nether fortress, etc. So, like, it could be achievement based, because there's a decent amount of achievements that, yeah, let's see, so, let's see, what are some other achievements that they have? They could have achievements in the end that, like, actually the achievement doesn't really need anything from the end, sadly, so um because the end is pretty much fully accessible, how I would explain it. If you can get there, it's fully accessible. But yeah, Minecraft, there are ways to do this. You just have to do it. Like, I get some of this is for... Yeah, just, it's like, I've heard of many people using Peaceful. The reason why people don't use Peaceful is it's really hard to do. It's not that Peaceful's not a good mode. Everyone admits that they... Like, a lot of people use Peaceful. It's the fact that eventually you have to give it up because you just cannot get, like, 50 different items. So, you have to give it up for that reason. Like, eventually I am gonna swap this to easy mode, by the way, chat. Like, I swap it occasionally, but the thing is, currently none of my stuff is lit up. So, I just swap it on occasion. But I gotta go in a second, chat. Let's just look at what I managed to accomplish. Flower overhaul. I also added the grass. It's very cute. It works really well with my house. More flowers. We have some flowers up near the bridge. Like, look at that. That's beautiful. I think the flowers here really sell it. I would like to put a flower, like, right there. Let's see. Oh, that one's necessary. I think this one could be moved without anyone questioning it. I need more orange tulips. There we go. That's even better. I would like one up here too, but can't win all the time. But yeah, that's gonna be all for Minecraft today. Let's see. So, actually, I might come back with another stream later today, but I hope you guys enjoyed my random complaints about how peaceful Minecraft is just completely inaccessible for anything. Also, chat, how do we have this many subscribers? Chat, since when? You guys really got me so far in subscriber count. Okay, today hasn't had much of a change, but other days, it's been kind of crazy. Like, today there's been not many views on my shorts so far for some reason. I think a lot of people are busy. But most days I'm averaging at getting like 20 new subscribers. Okay, technically the next two videos have not come out yet, but like, still, I am, chat, I am averaging at so many more views. Oh, that video's supposed to be out. Oh god, I did this wrong. Okay, chat, I gotta real quick put this out before I... Public. Done. New short out. Late, because I did it wrong. Set it for tomorrow, not today. But, yeah, go check out the new short, I guess. See you all next time.